If you strip away the vocal effects, the heavy drums and the pulsing synth lines, is your song still good? If you can't play it on a single instrument and make someone feel something, the songwriting isn't finished yet. Today, I'm taking everything away. I want to show you exactly how I wrote my song Parasite, using nothing but raw lyrics, a basic chord progression and structural intent. We are completely skipping the production talk, no plugins, no mixing tricks. I'm Paul Ewan, and this is how a song is built from absolute scratch. There is only one rule to songwriting, and that's that there are no rules. This video is about one way to write. It's not the only way to write. It's meant as a jumping off point. A lot of people start songwriting by noodling on an instrument until they find a cool riff. I do that all the time. But I found that it can sometimes lead to a dead end. Sometimes starting with a word or a title can make you think differently. This is sometimes called writing to a brief. For my song Parasite, I started with a definitive, heavy concept. This song is a warning, a lesson, and a completely true story. It serves as a fragment of my life prior to getting clean. I was dealing with the reality of addiction becoming a permanent fixture to solve issues, erase memories, and repress feelings. The moment the word parasite crossed my mind as a metaphor for that cycle, I didn't look for chords, I wrote the word down, and I treated that as the anchor for the song. When you choose a title first, you create a boundary, but you also create a picture of what that word means in your head. I asked myself 3 questions to build a structure. 1. What does it look like when the feeling first takes hold? And let's use that idea for verse 1. 2. How does it change or evolve over time? Let's use that for verse 2. 3. What is the emotional breaking point? That's the chorus. By doing this, you create a map. You aren't just guessing what the next line should be, you're simply answering the questions your title demands. How you answer them is entirely up to you. So let's look at verse 1. The biggest trap in writing verses is being too abstract. If you write general phrases about being sad or stressed, the listener hears you, but they don't feel you. They don't put themselves in your shoes. Songwriting is an act of translation. You take an invisible feeling or emotion or an internal struggle and translate it into a physical sound or scenario. For the opening of Parasite, I wanted to set the scene immediately and establish the physical reaction to this concept taking hold. My head begins to spin, my double vision taking me. My soul, my body, my mind, I wish I could control it. Or again, I'm trying to establish a concrete image to draw the listener in. It provides an immediate space before the track escalates. From there, we move straight to the pre-chorus to build that sense of momentum and impending loss of control. I'm locked in, I see the brink, I know that I'm going under. All I want's I'm falling free, I'm coming down. We'll park the chorus for now and move straight into verse 2. Your job as a writer here is escalation. If verse 1 is about noticing the presence of the issue, verse 2 must show the deepening impact. It should escalate and push the idea forward. With this song, I shifted the perspective to feeling completely detached from yourself. I'm a stranger in my own skin. The mirror won't convince me. I see it pacing round. There's no way I'm succumbing to this again. And right here, I repeat the pre-chorus structure, but look how changing the lyrics changes the weight in the timeline. Now it's not just about my spinning head, it's the lack of sleep and physical dependency. I can't sleep, there's nowhere to go. It feels like it's always November. My hands shake, I need a taste. I'm down. The chorus is your thesis statement. It's the emotional payoff where the core message hits. Because my verses are quieter and more conversational, the chorus needs to do the exact opposite to create impact. We call this structural contrast. If your verse is text heavy and sits low in your vocal register, the chorus needs to soar. You want fewer words, longer vowel sounds, and higher melody. This gives the listener's ear room to breathe and lock onto the hook. For Parasite, I relied heavily on sharp alliteration to deliver the punch. I'm a pulsar, I'm paralyzed. Pulled apart by the parasite. I'm not hiding behind some clever wordplay or heavy production filters here. The melody jumps register from where the verse was sitting to deliver an honest, unfiltered, emotional punch. Obviously I'm singing that quietly here. Because I'm doing a mixture of talking and singing, I'll probably blow the preamp. The bridge is where a lot of songs fall apart because writers treat it as a third verse. It shouldn't be. The bridge is your final perspective shift. It's your opportunity to ask a question that you haven't asked yet. For me, it was to look back at the cycle of behaviour from a new state of awareness. In this song, we move through an instrumental break to clear the air, which in the recorded version features a hemiola on the guitar and the drums, and a speech on addiction by Richard Burton.
Creaks and sweats and has nightmares and it's raining, it's 3 o'clock in the morning.
And then we hit the final, stripped back pre-chorus that acts as our narrative turning point. It's the moment of ultimate clarity and confession. The shame I feel is all too real. I know that I'm addicted. I'm too weak to stay in the fight. I'm down. It shifts the song from the dark observation into the sharp realization of what's at stake. It gives the final chorus a completely different emotional context when it slams back in, because now the listener knows the full weight of the story. I'm a pulsar, I'm paralyzed. Pulled apart by the parasite. So that's my song Parasite on paper and on these 6 strings. No audio tricks, just deliberate personal choices about a real fragment of my life. If you're a songwriter, next time you sit down to write a song, try this workflow. Pick your title first, build a 3-step map based on an honest concept, use concrete physical items in your verses, and let your choruses soar using contrast rather than volume. If you want more pure songwriting breakdowns that completely skip the engineering side of music, hit the subscribe button. I'm Paul Ewan. Now go turn off your computer, grab an instrument, and write something honest.